Hi guys! Welcome to lesson 8-7, Variability in Data. Hi guys! Today we are going to learn about variability in data. This is lesson 8-7. Let's start with the I do. When we talk about variability in data, we talk about quartiles. And quartiles just means separating the data into 4 equal parts. I remember 4 equal parts because quart is at the beginning of quartile, and there are 4 quarts in a gallon. Quart literally comes from the root word, which means 4. So we're also going to talk about the first quartile, which separates the lower half of data into equal parts. And we'll talk about the third quartile, which separates the upper half of data into 2 equal parts. To begin, we're going to look at plot A. We need to find the median, the first quartile, and third quartile of the data. So when I look at a dot plot, the first thing I'm going to do is actually write the value of each dot. This is going to help me because we are looking at a larger set of data than we're used to. So this first dot above 1 literally means 1. Each dot above 2 represents 2. This one is 3, and so on. So when you are working today, I want to see you write the number in each dot on your dot plot. Okay, next I'm going to list the numbers in order from least to greatest. So this is pretty easy because they're already pretty much in order on my dot plot. So it shouldn't take too much time. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to cross-cancel to actually find my median. So 1 and 11, 2 and 11, 2 and 9, 3 and 9, 4 and 9, 5 and 8, 5 and 8. And I have 2 numbers in the middle. Remember, the median is the exact number in the middle. So if I end with 2 numbers in the middle, I'm actually going to average them. So 6 plus 7 gives me 13. 13 divided by 2 gives me 6 and a half. So my median, I'll write it in green so we can see it, of plot A is 6.5. Okay, so now I'm going to find the first quartile. So looking at my definition, the first quartile separates the lower half of data into equal parts. Now that I know the median is 6.5, I know that would be right about here in my set of data. Then I just work with this lower half of data. So I've already done my red marks to cross out numbers. So I'm going to use a dot this time. And I'm going to find the median of my lower half. So I'm going to go to the front with the 1, and the back, the front, back, front, back, front, back. Okay, so I have a 3 and a 4 in the middle. So once again, I wound up with 2 numbers in the middle. So I'm going to find their average. You might know it just by looking, but if you don't, you can just go ahead and add them up and divide by 2. 2 goes into 7 3 times, so it's 3.5. So the median for my first quartile is 3.5. So what this has done is it has separated our data into another chunk. So far we have 1 chunk, 2 chunks. We have 2 equal groups. Now we're going to look at our third quartile, which separates the upper half of our data into equal parts. So again, I already crossed these out with red. Another thing I could do is I could cross them the other way. You need to do what is clear to you and what is easiest. So I'm going to do the 7 and the 11, the 8 and the 11, the 8 and the 9, and I'm left with 2 9s in the middle. They're both the same number, so I know the third quartile is just 9. So if I draw my orange line here, we can see that now we have our other 2 equal groups. So we have found the median, we have found the first quartile, and the third quartile. Basically, we found the median for our entire set of data, and then we found the median for half of the data, and then the other half. So you could think of quartiles that way. It's just a lot of finding the median. All right, now that you guys watched me do one, let's do one together. So now we're looking at problem number 15. So what we're going to do is we're going to find our median, then we're going to find the first quartile and the third quartile. So in this example with plot B, we're going to pretend like these are test scores from Unit 8. Let's say these were our pre-assessment, our pre-test results. So first thing I want you to do, you're going to go through and you're going to number your dots. So remember 53 here really means 53. Go ahead, press pause, fill in your dots. Okay, you should have filled yours in just like mine. Our next step that we saw me do is we put all of our data in order from least to greatest. So go ahead and do that. All right, so now that your numbers are in order, it's time to cross-cancel. Before you begin, please make sure that you have 15 numbers written down because that's how many dots we have on our dot plot. So press pause and see if you can find your median. Hopefully you found 58 to be your median. Let's write that down. 58 is going to split our data in half, so we have our lower half, and then we also have the upper half. So let's find our first quartile. So now, remember you're going to cross-cancel just the lower half of the data and find the median of the lower half. Press pause. Okay, so 56 should be quartile 1. Hopefully that's what you got. Now we're going to focus on the upper half. Now 58 exactly was our median, so we do not include 58 when we cross-cancel. Okay, so the third quartile. So again, you can use dots or if you want to cross the other way. Press pause and see if you can find your quartile 3, the third quartile. So quartile 3 should be 61. Now that we have found the median and the first quartile and the third quartile, let's talk about what this data really means. If this is our results from our Unit 8 pretest, then we can separate our class into groups. And we could say that in the first quartile, we have these kids. Then we have this second group, which is really the second quartile. And then we would have the third quartile and the fourth quartile. In this example, you would want to be in the fourth quartile because those are the higher scores. So let's say you scored a 56. We might say you scored in the second quartile of our class. That would tell you you're a little bit below the median. So it would mean that you need to do some improving to get into the upper half of our class. So quartiles use the median to group data and allow us to make conclusions. Sorry, that would be my phone. Okay, so we're going to really work on finding quartiles today and talking about what they mean. Now that we've done a we do, you're going to have a you do. So today you learned about variability in data, and Ms. Shaver will tell you what your you do assignment is. Nice job. Today we learned about variability in data. Be good, kids. This is Nala. Nala says, today we learned about variability in data. Nala. Nala, tell the kids what their assignment is. Nala says, go get busy and figure out variability in